Hey guys, so I'm just going to cut straight to the chase because I have no intro and I don't know how to start this video. So I'm going to be doing an edit walkthrough. Basically, I'm just going to go through my edit and show y'all what I do, what my thought process is, just explain exactly what I'm doing, and just a few little, I don't know, personal decisions I made and whatever. So it's just a fun thing for me. And also, this is a prime example of an edit that is just so incredibly frustrating, or it was so incredibly frustrating to make, that I was going insane. Like, it was 2 a.m. on Valentine's Day. This was a Valentine's Day edit, and I was panicking to get it out. So it wasn't pretty. I started calm, but then you'll see what happened. It wasn't that bad, but oh my god. Okay, anyways, let's get started with me explaining what's going on. And at the end of the video, in the description, I'll be putting the stuff that I used. I'm not going to go in super detail. It's just going to be me describing it. Yeah, so let's go. Alright y'all, so I had a little Google Doc open kind of explaining what was going on in this, but it's not working out because it just feels like I'm reading off a script. So I'm just going to go with the flow and explain what's going on. So excuse me if it's a little unprofessional, but okay. So I start obviously by getting pictures of the limbs, but to give it better quality, I just go on the writer's portal and then right click and then save the image of it zoomed in on my character's limb. I'll probably put up an example of what exactly I did on the side. But then I use 3 main tools, which is the eraser tool, which, just erases like I am right now. And then the polygonal lasso tool, which is on screen right now, where I can just select around and kind of, trace what I want, and then I can select on the outside and then delete what I'm wanting to get rid of. And then the magic selection tool, which I just used, that just gets rid of the white in the background. It's really convenient. It's probably my favorite tool ever, because nothing is better. Like, I didn't know that tool existed when I started, and I just used eraser, and magic selection tool is probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And then I'm going to try to find an image. I was going for like romantic park look. They're both sitting on a bench. So once I got that, I'm just gonna do the fun part, which is positioning the limbs. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to cough. Okay, positioning the limbs on screen. Like, that's just fun for me because I get to kind of think of a pose along the way. I don't really plan my poses. I just kind of do whatever works. Oh my god, the eraser tool popped up again, made another appearance. And now I'm just going through, I'm erasing, cleaning it up, because sometimes it gets a little nasty if you're not gonna get rid of the white on the outside. If you're a new editor, which I kind of am too, not gonna lie, but if you're a new editor, then that is super helpful to know. It'll make your edit look 10 times better if you take the time to erase the white on the outside, because sometimes it just drives me crazy if I leave it. Obviously I had trouble with his head, because like, for some reason, I was not comfortable with making his head tilt, like, right, so I had to make it, like, turn the other way. I don't know why it wasn't working, but it was frustrating me. You see me use the magic selection wand tool, is it called that? Magic selection tool again, just to get rid of stuff, clean it up again. I'm just gonna make her not facing him. If you can't tell what I'm doing already, I'm just trying to make them like kind of touching hands but facing a different way. So cute. Okay. And I just combined the 2 images because I couldn't get like that zoom in of that sitting leg without getting 2 separate downloaded images from the portal. And then I'm just positioning where I want it. It's a little frustrating to get a sitting animation when you're taking like small pictures of each limb, but it's worth it because then it has way more quality. As you can see, like I said, for some reason in this edit, it was looking weird to make them tilt their heads, like in her case, tilting left, but for some reason it was super awkward. And I fixed it later. So you gotta be careful sometimes about positioning your limbs, because sometimes I do this. I make their torso look small. If you're going through making their torso look smaller or horizontally smaller, then go for it. But sometimes I do it on accident, and I might have just exposed myself, but it happens a lot. Also, you can see that I use the regular arm animation, like it's just idle arm and then I bent them the way I wanted. I would suggest probably using idle hands on hips if you're wanting like a bent arm effect, because sometimes it doesn't really come together if you don't use it. I don't know. It usually it's done me wonders in the past, so I'm just gonna recommend it. Now I'm doing the part that I hate doing, which is figuring out what to do with their legs and avoiding making it look like the default animation. So I really just needed to download some legs. And you can kind of see an example of how I actually get the images right there. Just cleaning it up. I really do recommend taking the time to clean up each image, because then it will I promise it'll drive you crazy. Alright, so just getting the legs. It's just really important to make sure it's clean, and here's a prime example of me not knowing what to do with the legs. Once again, I was going to make her cross her legs, but it just wasn't working out for me. So I just messed with it. I promise it doesn't look like that in the end. I just decided to go with like a regular leg position, because for some reason I either do super regular default legs or I do cross legs. Alright, so she obviously looked a little like, I don't know, predatory with the face she had, so I just wanted to make her eyebrows a little bit, you know how eyebrows look when they're like flattered instead of creepy, So, what am I doing? Jesse, what are you doing? Oh yeah, okay, I'm tilting the head a little bit more upwards, and I decided to go for a different look instead of just a sleek ponytail, because number one, there's like nothing unless you turn around the head. So, and number two, I don't have a number two, but anyways, I'm just putting it in, and I wanted to try a long hair look for my girl this time, or one of the girls, not like my girl, but yeah, it was working out, so I just did it. Usually I like to mix hairs, like different hairstyles, just to show, well, for me it's like, look, I can mix hairstyles, but really it kind of just adds like a flavor. I'm adding little hairs just to make it look like she's not completely just coming straight from the portal. This part is either like will make or break it, to be honest. It's either really good or it just turns out weird. I don't know. This one I'm okay with, but I've had other ones that like looked way better when you add the details in the hair. I'm using like a faded brush. Here, I'll put it on screen, but it's like soft fade. I don't know, you'll see it. I like to use the darkest color in their hair and then the lightest color in their hair to do the strands. I decided to go on with another thing for baby hairs, I guess. I can't tell if I liked this decision, to be honest. It seems like I was trying to force it a little bit, like adding different hairstyles to it. I think it worked out, but it ended up frustrating me later in the edit, you'll see. Or actually right now, I didn't know where to put it. So, it looks better on this side though. Hopefully. Yeah, it kind of comes together sometimes. But other times, it just looks weird. Like the left side of her face. I don't know. I love watching myself struggle. Okay. Sometimes I just have to go through and fix what I've done if it looks weird. Oh, this part's important. So, I end up putting like I use a soft brush and I go over with the darkest color on their face, and then I just put it under their neck to make it look like they're shaded in their neck. This part, the eyes, was like the worst thing ever. It was so frustrating. You'll see in a minute. But I think I was good on the eyelashes at the beginning, but then I screwed it up I decided that I wanted to be extra. But yeah, I tried to use smaller brushes to give her more detail in her eyelashes. I'm not the best at eyes, guys, if you haven't noticed. But I'm just going through trying to figure out what works. Clearly, I was not having a good time. You'll see what I do in a minute. It's the stupidest decision I ever made in a minute. Yeah, I don't know why I was so stuck on this, but for some reason with this eye shape, I just can't. Okay, look what I did. I really just went through and erased the eyelashes like they never existed. I don't know what I was thinking. Don't ask. It was 2 a.m., guys. I erased the eyelashes because I wanted to draw them on. But clearly it wasn't working out. And clearly what I'm doing right now isn't working out either. This was insane. I don't know why I did this. I don't recommend it. Just draw over the eyelashes and add more detail. Because I had to redraw them, and they looked insane. I still can't get over. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, I erased it. Yo, I'm having the first reaction with you. It's not the best. It is not. Okay, I usually take the lightest color on their face and then use highlight in between their eyes and on the tip of their nose. Okay, eyelashes looking better. And then I just add little details on the top of their eyebrows. You see, I just add little baby hairs in their eyebrows to make it look a little more realistic. Oh, I redid the eyes. Clearly I was done with them. I forgot I did that. I was clearly frustrated. But about the eyebrows, I usually go through with a soft brush with the same color the eyebrows are and just fix them up and make them look all furry. And then I go through with the skin tone and make little, what do you call it? I don't know. Little markings on the eyebrow of skin tone so it looks like the hairs are a little more clean. See how much better that eye looks if I would have just done that in the first place? For the blush, I take the darkest tone on their face and then I change it to like red, and then I just lower the opacity, and it ends up working out for the most part. Especially if you want them blushing. If you don't want them blushing, don't go too hard with them. I add shadow in between like the legs and the arms where I can if it looks right, because then it looks a little more shaded. See, none of this is professional, guys. None of it is professional whatsoever. I just do it. But yeah, I just clean it up as I go. Alright, let's see an actual clean looking edit, because his went pretty well. So I go through with the baby hairs. This is one of the examples of it kind of working out for adding little details. It just looks nice, looks clean. I like it. But I go through with the darkest color, and then I go through with the lightest color to create like dimensions or whatever you call it in the hair. And then I'm going to take the lightest color on his face and I'm going to create shading with a soft brush, probably pretty small, in between the eyes. Sometimes I go crazy with it, like I just did, but... And then I'm doing the under neck shading. It's all about layers, people. Just put it under the layer. And then I have his blush. Don't want to go too crazy with the guys, because sometimes it will come off weird. Like they're blushing the whole time, which he should be blushing though. I hope I'm making sense. I'm just trying to explain what I'm doing here. So, I had to fix her eyes, because we all know that her eyes were the worst thing to happen to me, probably all year. No, I'm kidding. My grandma's house flooding was probably the worst thing. I like to cut out the roots and then make them darker, just increase the contrast and make the brightness lower. I just think it adds like more detail and makes it look like I shaded more than I did. Just cleaning things up, because that's what I'm doing this whole time. Oh yes, this part. This is what I do to make it all come together. I use lighting effects. I just go to filter and then render and then lighting effects. And right from now on, I'm going to be messing with light, just changing things up, giving them a shadow behind them, just doing whatever I can to make this edit look good. So you can see, like, I don't know, in my opinion it looks way better when you do the drop shadow, like have a shadow behind them and then increase their contrast. Also sharpening them is really important, using the sharpen filter. I already did that part, but it's really important. I used to not do it and I wondered why they looked not detailed, but I really do recommend it. You see me struggling once again. Oh, I added like a pinkish filter to make it look, I don't know, Valentine's-y. And I just added like a black what do you call it, vignette in the background, like custom vignette. And I'm just putting some Valentine's Day little things, because I realized this doesn't look like a Valentine's Day edit at all. So I added a little chocolate box, because he's romantic like that. These are characters in my story, by the way, guys, if you're interested. And then I add a rose later on. I didn't do it yet, but just fixing things up with the mixture brush tool. Honestly, these are just creative decisions. She has a rose. And really, I just go through, fix it with the basic tools that you're gonna need. I'll probably put that at the beginning, the tools that I use. But yeah. Oh, I left white on his legs and it drove me insane, so I had to fix it. Pretty much it. All of that stuff is just finishing touches. I use a grain filter because I feel like it kind of adds more detail. But yeah, just mess with the lighting after you use the grain thing if you want to use grain. That's just kind of my thing. And then in proper me fashion, I did lyrics on the screen because that's kind of my thing. I put Taylor Swift, mostly Taylor Swift, like just whatever I like, but usually Taylor Swift lyrics on my edits. And if you don't know this song, learn this song. It's probably somewhere on my Instagram. Okay, so once you're done with that, that's pretty much it. I add the grain filter, I put words on the screen, and it's really just about learning the program and getting it all together. But that is the final product. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes. That was the worst thing I've ever did. Just ignore it. Okay, that was the worst. Anyways, yeah, not the edit, but what I just said. Yeah, that is it. That is the whole edit. I hope you guys like this edit walkthrough. It is probably the most chaotic thing once I go over it. But I'm just trying to relax and explain what just happened in my edit. But go on my Instagram if you want to get more like comprehensive help. But otherwise, this is just me explaining what happened with this. I kind of like how it turned out, considering the struggle that I went through to get it done. I think that it turned out pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. It was a little crazy. I just finished and I already can tell it was crazy. But I hope somebody got something, or maybe enjoyed it if you're already an editor. I'm thinking about doing a video where, I don't know if this is too mean, just tell me if it's mean. I always have to get people to tell me if something's mean, but would it be mean if you guys sent me your edits and it's not gonna be mean. It's I swear, it's not gonna be mean. I'm just going to kind of critique it and then maybe go through and show you what you could do, you know? So I'm thinking about doing a video where I kind of judge y'all's edits. Maybe I don't know, criticism though, constructive. I'll tell you good things about your edit that I like. And I'm not a master, by the way, but let me know if you want me to do that on my Instagram or on here. But thank you guys so much for sitting down with me for a second and watching me edit this. I'm sorry if it was too chaotic for you to follow. But anyways, thank you for watching. Go check out my Patreon if you would like any of the benefits that I'm displaying on screen. And then go follow me on Instagram for free script templates, free directing help, free tips, and some edits. And go check out all 3 of my stories, which are on screen. The covers are on screen. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.